Welcome to my first CarpFix instalment, and you join me at Willow Park fishery in Hampshire. Now it's the middle of December, we're definitely up against it, you know, them water temperatures are super cold, but we're going to give it a good go. Now I got to the gate at first light. I say it was first light, it was still dark. There was actually no one on the car park either, which I was fairly surprised about. I had a quick chat with the bailiff, he gave me a few areas to keep an eye on. As I walked round, I did see one fish, and that can give a massive game away. So I'm going to give it a go in there, fingers crossed. Well, here we go. This is the big lake at Willow Park fishery, 10 acres in size and plenty of carp. So a perfect venue for a bit of winter sport. Now, you have got a slightly deeper bit of water here, 9s and 10s, where you've got sort of 4s and 5s in the middles and sort of 7 or 8 sort of like, you know, 60 yards out. So I'm going to start here, get some kit. If we've got to move, we've got to move, but we're fishing. Let's get some kit, eh? Well, this is the layout of the lake, and so many options here. You know, you've got a shallower bit in the middle, sort of 4 or 5 foot. You've got some nice snaggy areas around here which they love to get on, and they definitely get on the wind here. From previous experience, you know, even the smallest of wind on a shallow lake, they definitely move on it. And we've got a northeasterly coming tomorrow, which is going to push straight down to here, so they could end up here. Who knows? That's fishing. This bay also we've got to keep an eye on. So yeah, we've got a lot to keep an eye on. But first off, let's get some rods and concentrate ourselves in this area here. Get in there. Oh mate, this is it, isn't it? Middle of winter, seeing fish show in your area. Does it get any better? And that's like 3 different fish now. That's like the nest. That's where they're living. This rod needs to get out there. That is where they're living, boy. Right, so I'm planning a little attack here. So we've seen 4 fish now in a fairly small zone. Probably all about within 10-15 yards of each other. So there's obviously a few carp holding up. In what I know, it's a deeper bit of the water, you know, 9s and 10s around that area, where the rest of the lake's a little bit shallower, sort of 5s and 6s. So I don't know what the bottom is like out there. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to start leading around to end up spooking these fish off. So the old solid bag approach will always get me out of trouble. Pellets, a few maggots as well. You'll never go wrong at this time of the year. This only takes 1 cast, you know, and this will present over just about everything. This time of the year, and again, Willow Park, it's not known to be a weedy lake, so worst case scenario, I'm going to be in a bit of silt. This solid bag will present in that all day long. And not only presenting it, it gives me a bloody good chance for a few bites, you know. Solid bags at any time of the year are lethal. But when you're just sort of roaming around, trying to nick bites like we are today, they really do come into their own. Lovely. Look at that, beautiful. beautiful. Well, the changes have started to be rung. So many fish in this area. For December, we've probably seen 20 to 30 shows, and they're all in this zone where my solid bags were. I've now brought them in and I've deployed the zigs. I think they're higher in the water. So the next couple of hours, I'll be chopping and changing the colours of the pop-ups, or the foam, the depths of the zigs also, and really try and sort of push for a bite. You don't get these many opportunities this time of the year when the fish are so active in front of you. So I really want to capitalise on it, get these zigs at the right depth, and hopefully get our first one in the bag. Wow, that is shallow. That is extremely shallow. Yeah, it's really stony and shitty. 100%. Yeah, it's much deeper over there. That's where I get my bites, for sure. Oh, that is the zone. So I've had probably half a dozen casts now around the Willow where there's a lot of fish holding up, but it's very silty, very mulchy, leafy. Where I've got that clipped up now, it is granite hard. It just starts coming up. I can get a bit of resistance, so I'm definitely coming up a little bar. I've had a little play with the zigs, which I'm going to continue with, but I want to plan C. I want a little bit of bait out there, because with zigs and solid bags, you don't always know where your next bite's coming from. But fishing over bait, you catch one, you can easily catch 2 or 3. So I'm going to put 10 or 15 spombs of maggot and corn out there. Maybe not fish it tonight, but tomorrow morning, we'll have a little bait over there, and we'll see who's been feeding on our spot. And again, right on me, look. Go on, lid. 4K nutter. Well, it's been like SeaWorld today out there. Yep, they've put on a right old display. I've probably seen in excess of 50 odd shows right on me, but no action. But that's winter. You know, I've got to keep in the back of my mind, it is December, it is cold, it will come down to bite times, whether that be through the night, early morning, because it certainly isn't through the day. You know, I've really tried today. I've persevered with the zigs, the solid bags, and I've also got that baiting spot established, you know, and I'm going to keep trickling bait on that through tonight and through tomorrow as well, and probably have a little play on that tomorrow evening. I don't want to fish it straight away. I wouldn't say 12 spombs is a lot of bait, but at this time of the year, it probably is. So I'm going to, yeah, let that stew. Hopefully they'll move on to that, and I'll nick one pretty quick when I do eventually fish it, maybe tomorrow evening. But the zigs are out there, different depths, different colour foam and boilies. And yeah, just going to have to sort of persevere tonight, and hopefully one will jump on the end. And if it does, I'll change all 3 rods to the winning combo. But yeah, let's see what happens, eh? Well, unfortunately, nothing to report. Extremely quiet night, despite them continuously showing through the night. But yeah, they've actually come a little bit shorter. I think they've moved slightly into the deeper water. So I'm actually, instead of going higher in the water, I'm gonna go lower in the water. So I started from 3 foot zigs. I'm now down to about 2 foot. See if this makes a difference. Well, I'd much rather be drinking this cup of tea with a nice big fat scaly in the bottom of my net, but that is not the case. Yeah, they're giving me a merry old dance here, but I'll tell you what, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. If I'm seeing fish, I'm more than content, and yeah, I'm definitely seeing my fair share. Even though not so much this morning, but then again yesterday when we got here, there wasn't a great deal, and it started kicking off around sort of 10, 11 o'clock. So, you know, maybe this afternoon they'll put on another display, but I'm living my dream. If I've got carp in front of me, I'm more than happy. And even though they are showing, you've got to remember in the back of your mind, it is December, and you put yourself in the carp frame of mind, they're still swimming around quite dormant. So, you know, we've got to get lucky here, and that's fishing. As long as I put the maximum amount of effort I can, I'm happy. If I walk away with a blank, as long as I've tried my utmost, I'll take it on the chin. And that's what I'm doing now, you know. I'm changing it, trying to make it happen. And yeah, and I will make it happen. So stick with me, you're gonna see a carp. Well, the fish have definitely moved. The last sort of 5 or 6 shows have been in that middle zone, but in much shallower water. Like I'm barely getting a drop, so it's sort of 3 or 4 foot deep. Pointless having a zig in that sort of depth. So the solid bags have been redeployed, and we're going to sit on these for a few hours. Yeah, hopefully one jumps on the end. Got to keep trying. What's that? That's on, mate, fish.